Directing actors is probably the most important job of the director. It's their responsibility to bring the character to life and communicate their vision to the cast. But every different director has their own style when it comes to directing actors, and these styles greatly influence the final product. In today's video, we're going to go over some of these different styles and which one might be right for you. There is no one right way to direct actors, just as there's no one right way to communicate. Everyone is going to have a different style of communicating, but also everyone is going to put a different emphasis on the performance and how dealing with actors and the actor's performance ties into the story that you want to tell. Let's check it out. The actor's director. This style focuses very heavily on the performance of the actors. These directors, who are usually actors themselves, can be so focused on the performance that they leave the cinematography, the sound, the set design up to the individual department heads, like the cinematographer or the production designer. They're primarily interested in how the actors perform. They tend to work very closely and place a lot of emphasis on how the actors bring the characters to life and how they create a believable and authentic performance. And they're known for their ability to get the best out of individual actors. Like when an actor wins an Oscar, it'll usually be in this type of director's film. Directors tend to spend a lot of time in rehearsals, working on character development, and exploring different approaches to a scene. They might do a scene 50 different ways until they decide the one that they like the best. They will encourage the actors to experiment and bring their own ideas to the table, but also tend to do a lot of close-ups and long takes that capture the nuances of the performance. Next up is the technical director. It's a style that focuses on the technical aspects of filmmaking, the lighting, the set design, the angles. The camera is often more concerned with these other elements than they are with the performance of the actors. They cast who they want, they have a pretty good idea of how that actor is going to play the role, and they leave their performance up to the actor. People like Stanley Kubrick and David Fincher are known for this type of attention to detail and meticulous planning. They're also known for doing many takes with very little direction to the actors. They basically try and grind down the actors until all of the false notes or pretense has left the performance, and the performance is just a person saying the line that they need to advance the story. The technical director will often spend a lot of time on set meticulously planning exactly where the camera and the lights should be and making everything perfect. They work very closely with a cinematographer to make sure the shots are framed right, and that is their primary relationship on set, not with the actors. They also spend a lot of time in post-production tweaking the sound, the visual effects, like Fincher does, extending sets, and they often get to choose between the dozens of takes from different angles to tell the story in that way, rather than in one long, uninterrupted take. Next, we have the collaborative director. That's someone who focuses on teamwork and working very closely with the actors, listening to their ideas of how the character should come about. This type of director sees filmmaking as a joint effort between the actor, the director, and the crew. They encourage actors to bring their own ideas to the table and collaborate with the crew, creating a big dialogue where anything is possible. This style is often associated with people like Steven Spielberg or Ron Howard, who are incredibly well-liked and are known for their ability to work with others. Collaborative directors often spend a lot of time in pre-production, a lot of time in rehearsals, working with writers to develop the characters and the story. They also work closely with the cinematographer and the other members of the crew to make sure that everyone's on the same page and that the vision that they've created together is universally understood. They have a lot of meetings, they have a lot of discussions, and they tend to workshop and go over all the ideas that come up in production. Next is the autocratic director. This is a style that focuses on the director's vision above all else. This is the auteur theory. The director sees themselves as a singular authority on the film and has a clear idea of what they want the final product to look like. Some examples of this are Alfred Hitchcock or Quentin Tarantino, who are known for making unique, strong, individual films. Autocratic directors will often spend a lot of time working on storyboards so that everyone can see exactly how they want things done. They can be very controlling on set and dictating every aspect of the production. James Cameron is a perfect example of this. They tend to use a lot of wide shots to capture the grandeur of their vision. Finally, we have the improvisational director. This is someone who focuses on spontaneity and improvisation. They think that the best ideas come when people are in the moment and people act on their ideas. This director likes to keep things loose and encourages the actors to experiment and try new things in front of the camera. It's associated with people like Robert Altman or Paul Thomas Anderson, who are known for their ability to create a sense of realism and naturalism in their films. People often love to work with this type of director because they get to be creative as they go. But you shouldn't confuse people having a good time on the set of a film and producing a quality film. Those two things are not always connected. You can have a really great film that was a nightmare to make, or a really terrible film where everyone had a lot of fun. From my own personal experience though, it was only by using other people's expertise and by making your set a not necessarily fun, but ultimately rewarding place to be, that you build up the kind of relationships and the kind of continuing collaborations that allow you to make more films over a long period of time. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and found something in these different styles of directing that you can use to incorporate in your own filmmaking. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, check out CanonMasterclass.com. I have over 30 tutorials on every aspect of filmmaking, from blocking to lighting, post-production, color grading, and more. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.